first.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for a big one for the classical girls. They need a tie or a win to get into the state tournament as they're 7-7-3. This is their last game of the season. They're lining up both English and classical to honor the seniors on both teams. They'll be announced.
The first senior for LEHS High School, number 33, Pamela Rosales. And family.
I have a different roster because I don't have a 33 on my roster. Dick Newton, the AD of English, announcing.
Number 8, Kaylee Smith-Welton.
Kaylee Smith-Welton.
Family and friends.
Kaylee has a group with her with a sign. The long walk across field.
Next senior for English, number 12, Captain Melina Biondi.
Melina Biondi, number 12, one of the captains,
And family.
with her entourage. Flowers being presented to the seniors and their relatives.
Next, number 13, Brenda Perez.
Brenda Perez is the next one.
Family and friends.
They could have put them a little bit closer. They could have lined them up at midfield instead of lining them up behind their bench. Long walk.
Next, number 18, Abdeli Marina.
Abdeli Merida is the next one here on senior night. Dick McNeil, the head coach of these Lady Bulldogs. Long-time coach.
Next, number 25, Michelle Harrison.
Michelle Harrison is the next one. With family. And I guess that first one I said I didn't have, it's Pamela Rosales, who was the goaltender. I see her now down below me with 00. She was the first one. I missed her because I said I don't have her number, but I did have it. It's Pamela Rosales, the goaltender. This is Annika Euland.
Next, number 28, Catherine Potison.
And I do not have a number 28.
I'd like to thank all of the Lincoln High School soccer seniors for a great.
Catherine Potisha is the one that we're looking at now.
Thank you. And now for the home team, the Lynn Classical Lady Rams. Number 24,
The Rams.
Gurdia,
Number 24, Fatima
accompanied by her mom,
Gurdia.
Marion, and dad, Adam.
And they've got even a longer walk because they're way over on the left side. English was at least close to midfield. It's like they're walking the last mile.
Number 21,
Sophia DeFranzo is the next one.
accompanied by her mom, Debbie, and dad, John. Next, number 18, Caprice Beato,
Caprice Beato
accompanied by her mom, Paola
is the next one.
Ricardo, and her brothers, Ricardo and Ori, and sister, Iria.
Beato's family.
Number 15, Lexi Ferraro, accompanied by her mom,
Alexis Ferraro is the next one.
Mike.
There's 10 of the seniors on classical.
Number 6, Liv White,
Olivia
accompanied by her
White
mom, Kathy,
is the next one
dad, Mike, and sister Sam.
with her entourage. It's the Lynn English players handing flowers
Number 9,
to the seniors.
Sierra Collins, accompanied by her mom, Maureen,
Kiera Collins, one of the captains.
and sister Mary.
Joining her is Mary Collins in uniform. Mary is a sophomore playing on this team.
Number 4, Captain Liv Pedro, accompanied by her mom
Olivia Pedro.
and dad Peter, and sister Amelia, and brother
And the Pedro family, which is a very big name in the city, certainly athletic-wise.
Captain Abby Iarati, accompanied
Abigail, Abby, Iarati,
dad Greg,
one of the captains.
sister Jen.
And last but not least,
Captain
Julia Jordan.
Jordan,
Jordans have done very well
accompanied by her
here
mom, Renee,
at classical. Her sister was a great player. Julia is
Linda,
played terrific for classical this year. The Jordan family, and I think that's the end of the seniors for Lynn Classical and Lynn English. Again, congratulations to the seniors. They have shown well. They've, as I've said many times, they've represented themselves, their families, their schools, the city of Lynn extremely well. And you've heard me say many, many times,
gunning set, play ball.
I wish everybody could get to know these kids the way I get to know them. Just tremendous, tremendous young men, young women, along with the band and the ROTC. So many terrific young people. And it's been one of the reasons I keep doing this is because of all the great friends I've made. And a lot of the friends I've made have been the players in uniform that later on have children of their own and they come back. And I'm doing their kids' games. And I've done some where I've done grandkids' games. It's just an exciting time here in the city. And it's nice to watch these young kids perform. And they just do a great, great job. And they're not only are they pretty good athletes, some of them extremely good athletes, but they're just terrific young people, and a lot of them, and most of them, are very good students who go on to do extremely well. When you look around the city of Lynn, you see teachers, you see mayors, representatives, senators, policemen, firemen, principals, all former Lynn kids, most of them, quite a few of them, former athletes, did very well in school, performed extremely well, and these kids are just adding to that long list of terrific people that we've had that have performed for their schools and showed themselves to be extremely great young men and young women. So we're just about set to start. The big one for Classical, they need, first of all, it's a big game for both teams because it's inter-city rivalry. And I like to say Thanksgiving in October because it's the Thanksgiving rivals. But also, Lynn Classical needs a win or a tie to get into the state tournament. So a very big game for Lynn Classical. And we'll be right back with the start. We're underway. English in their normal maroon, Classical in their green and gold. And as I say, Thanksgiving in October. English knocks it out. Pamela Rosales in net for the English girls. Anna Flaherty for Lynn Classical. The young ninth grader has performed well. Classical's lost some tough games and had some injuries. And now they're having to come through tonight against arch rival. These girls know each other well. Some of them are close friends. They play each other in whether it's basketball or softball, now here in soccer, and some of them are on the swim team against each other. They've grown up going against each other as well in different sports. So the bragging rights are on the line. It goes out. I liked it better when they were when Classical was honoring Breast Cancer Month because they wore different shirts and I could see the numbers. I can't. Almost impossible to read the Classical numbers. They are very faint on the back of their shirts. English, no problem. Zayas, the leading scorer for English, knocked it up, taken away. This is Iarati. Gerdia, blocked by Rapley. Gerdia slipped it across, but there was nobody there. Iarati saved it. And it gets knocked deep, and Classical will let it go out of play. All right, English, excuse me, will let it go out of play off. Now they're calling it off English. I thought Irati hit it, but they're calling it off English, so Classical will get a corner kick. Coming from the near side. I think it's going to be Pedro taking it. Yeah, it goes off the side of the net, out of play. And English will kick it away. This will be Garcia. Gurdia knocks it back. And English trying to knock it. Zaheen was trying to knock it to the sidelines. He knocked it almost back to the net. Garcia knocks it out of play. I mentioned Mark Iarati, the head coach of Classical, doing a terrific job. They had a good start last year and missed the tournament. They haven't made it in a while. But they got a shot tonight. Zayas trying to knock it deep. English has lost a lot of tough games. They've been in their games. They play pretty good defense. Their problem is they just have a lot of difficulty putting the ball in the net. We got a whistle. Bodies coming together. We have substitution. I don't know if that's Julia Jordan limping badly going out. I didn't see that. She's got to be looked at. She's sitting down on the sideline. The trainer's going to take a look at her. That would be a huge loss for Classical, not only in this game, but if they win or tie, hopefully she wouldn't miss a tournament game, because that would be an even bigger loss. Classical coming back the other way. English breaks it up. Julian got a piece of it, knocked it. It skips past. And English will knock it out. Costco will get the throw in down deep. And English knocks it out again. This time it's going to be a corner kick. And Pedro again will take it, this time from the far corner. Everybody getting close in front. Inside the net, outside the net, everybody picking a partner. They went up. Everybody screamed. They thought it went in the net. It didn't. It got tipped off the side of the net. And English will do it again from the far side. And this time they hit a slice off to the left from that far corner. Out of play behind the net. English will kick it away. Skips past. English trying to control. Rapley trying to get it upfield. It goes out, and they're going to call it off Classical. They knock it deep. McGaughey trying to get there. She got her foot on it and knocked it wide left. Almost had a breakaway. And it was Garcia catching up and forced her to take the shot. McGaughey is not 100%. He's favoring that left leg a little bit. But she almost broke away there. Izzy almost got Classical on the board first. Knocked out by English. A winter tie will put them in the tournament. They won't get a home game. And now the ball went off an English hand or arm. And now it's going to be Kebrew taking the free kick from the far side, about the 5-yard line, but way across field. Tough angle. Gets it up. It gets loose out in front. And they just knock it out. It was loose out in front. I don't know if it was Rosales or if it was Biondi or if it was Rapley, but one of them, along with Garcia, knocked it by and knocked it away from the net and knocked it out of play. It was loose. All Classical had to do was touch it. It would have gone into the net. Now they tipped it into the net. Off Pedro's kick. There was a mass of players in the middle of that net. Somebody got a head on it and knocked it in.
Johnny, who scored that goal?
I have no idea.
We're trying to figure it out too. It was your own goal. It went up the English girl's head. I don't know.
It's Pedro from the corner. Pedro takes the corner kick.
You go 3 parents down there. I'll let you go.
Everybody's trying to figure out who knocked it in. Almost everybody in the press box is saying it went off an English player, which would mean the kicker, who was Pedro, would get credit for the goal. Knocked deep by Classical. So in a game that Classical needs, the kick was right in the middle of the net. There was a whole bunch of people there. And Zayas got contact around the knee, and she's walking gingerly around. She's trying to run it off. She's going to go to the sideline. She's going off the field. Now they were waiting. They were about to put it in play. Zaheen is taking a kick. The sub hadn't come on the field yet. Bouncing around. They got a head on it. The kick from long range. Flaherty will play it on a hop and kick it away. And they bang it off Rapley. There was a question of who took the kick. The corner kick. Somebody thought it was Iarati. I thought it was Pedro taking the corner kick. And if it was, Pedro would get credit because it was virtually an own goal. They knock it deep. Rosales will play it on a couple of hops and boot it away. Off a classical head. Classical looking for it. And they shoot it wide of the net and out of play. Garcia will kick it away. Rapley can't get around Gerdia. Still trying, but Gerdia takes it away. Loose. Still loose. Nobody can get a foot on it. Classical takes the shot. Deflected away. Classical shot blocked. And it goes out. Off English. Might have been Hannah Guthrie who lined up that shot, trying to knock it home. And it went off. I thought it went off an English player. They're saying no. They're giving English the kick. A lot of the student body is here rooting on the Classical Rams because it means tournament if they can get at least a tie. And right now they're winning 1-0. We got a lot of soccer left. Blocked by Biondi. English player goes down. Gerdia trying to get around. Her and Rapley doing battle again. Rapley knocks it out. It was a case of that corner kick went into the net. As soon as it went into the net, there were 10 players in front of the net in green and gold shirts, excited, hugging each other, screaming because they got the goal. And that obliterated whoever got the goal. And this is not tournament time, so we don't have an official scorer. Classical knocks it deep, but they knock it out of play. And I think that's Julia Jordan back. I hope so. To the middle. Knocking it deep. Zaheen tracking it down. Has it taken away. Gerdia again trying to center it. Bodies come together. Gerdia shot blocked. They had a piece of it. I think it was Mackenzie Shea who was coming to the net and got a very small piece of the ball and couldn't knock it to the net. I think she was kind of surprised it got to her. She just got a little trickle as English knocks it up and away. Classical keeping it in the English end. Trying to center it. It got English off the hand or the arm. And a free kick coming up. And Kebrew is going to take it. From the 10-yard line. Into the top corner, under the top crossbar. A perfect kick by Chloe Kebrew. She had the free kick. She popped it up right over the head of Rosales. The only question was it going to slip under the top crossbar. It did, settle in. Perfect kick from the 10-yard line from an angle by Kebrew. And Classical has grabbed the 2-0 lead. Much to the light of the student body in front of me. Zayas knocks it deep. Gets it back. Trying to get around. Bounce it off. Perry, it's nice to see Juliana Perry back. She missed a game or two. She was hurt one of the games. And sat out at least one. Zayas against Gerdia. Bangs it off Gerdia, but it stays in play. And they're going to call Classical offside. That one went right off the face of Kaylee Smith Welton. Thank God she's okay. Iorati ran in and got bumped by Garcia. She got the shot off anyway, but it went wide right and out of play. Gertie trying to walk in, broken up by Rapley again, and then they banged into Rapley. English going to get a free kick. Classical knocks it upfield. They get by and dump it deep. Down the far side, English gets there first and knocks it out of play. Halfway through and counting this first half, 2-0 Classical. Biondi knocks it upfield. Zayas knocking it deep. It goes all the way down to Flowery. She'll play it on a couple of hops and kick it away. English coming back the other way. Classical breaks it up. It was Mary Collins, I think, with the play. Gerdia. Broken up. Get it back to Pedro. Kicking it deep, trying to tip it by. Broken up. English trying to knock it deep. Broken up again. Pieto made that nice defensive play, breaking up. Now Gertie again. Little shift. Lost it. Classical fans go wild, whatever Classical does. They get it in the middle. Gerdia to Iorati. Can't get around Rapley. And then Zaheen comes and kicks it out of sight. Classical will get the throw in down deep. He got knocked out by Gamboni. English knocks it away, slips by, they knock it deep. Back there is Kebrew to knock it away. Jordan tried to hit Iorati, breaking in from the near side, and the pass was too far ahead and went out of play. Good idea, nice try. Just too far ahead. Gerdia, they blew the whistle for some reason. Gerdia was looking to switch and turn around, take a shot. Behind the play, there was contact, and Classical's going to wind up with a free kick. Pedro's going to take it from the 30-yard line, almost straight on, just slightly to the right. And she bangs it wide right and out of play. "15 minutes and counting left in this first half. Classical has put 2 on the board in a very important game. This game is always important with the intercity rivalry, but even more so now with Classical needing a point to get into the state tournament. Blocked, knocked away. Rapley tips it. Iorati takes it away. And they're going to get Rapley for a push-off. And Classical is going to get a free kick. Pedro will take it. English knocks it deep. Classical knocks it right back. English hasn't had it too long in Classical territory. Gerdia breaks it up, keeps it in play, and then tries to get around Newland and does. looking to throw it out in front. Tipped away.
Live Pedro. Live Pedro.
So we find out it was Pedro taking the free kick, and she did knock it in the net. She's getting credit. It might have gone off an English player, but Pedro was getting credit for the kick. So it's Pedro and Kebro, the two defenders, who scored the 2 goals. Out in front, they got a head on it and tipped it by the net and out of play. Zayas tracks it down. Zayas is the leading scorer for English, but she's got quite an assignment because she doesn't have a lot of experience. And English has a very tough time, as we talked before. So they come in concentrating on her and not letting her beat them. And it's very difficult for her to get scoring opportunities. She's got a few and she's taking advantage of them. She's a terrific player. But English's main problem is offense. They knock it deep, and Rosales come out of the net, but she's going to let it go and go out of play. Substitution for English. It's Moretta coming back. Ulan going out. And there's Iorati and Rapley doing business again. Loose. Gertie comes back, touches it, gets by, broken up by Garcia. Garcia got a foot on it again. And English finally clears it out. And Klasko's going to get a corner kick. Pedro will take it from the far side. As we're coming up on 10 minutes left. You heard me before, Anna Flaherty could have bought a ticket for this one in net. For Classical, English has not come close. And now Pedro does it again. She took the shot from the far corner. Everybody just stood and watched it sail, and it went inside the far post, and she's got her second goal. Not very often you see the defense score all the goals. Pedro and Kebro. Pedro's got 2, Kebro's got 1. And it's 3-0 Classical. So Classical knows what they needed. They needed a win. And they're out to get it, leading 3-0. They knock it deep. Rosales will come out and grab it. Bounces by everybody. Jordan will watch it go into the English bench area. Classical will take the throw in. Knocked out by English again. This one's going to go off Classical. And I don't know who the new goaltender is. Rosales is coming out. They did this before. English knocking it deep, but there's nobody to knock it to. It's going to go out of play. I remember Ed McNeil telling me that Rosales was the only goaltender they had. But they've got somebody now. Grady in a foot race with Rapley. Who else? Rapley gets there. And it gets knocked out. And Klaus will get another corner kick. Can Pedro make it a hat trick on corner kicks? Coming from the near side this time. And not this time. She slices it off to the right behind the net and out of play. 7 minutes and counting left in this first half. Costco well on their way to a state tournament bid. It'll be on the road, but they don't care. They're just thankful they're going to get a bid. Perry battling. Zayas winds up with it. Deflected away. She gets it back. And it gets knocked out by Biedo. Kebrew knocks it back. Biondi with it. Blocked. Kebrew knocks it to the near far side. Jordan knocks it upfield. And it gets knocked out. And out off English. Zayas couldn't get around Pedro. And that one bounced up and got Classical on the hand. I'm not sure what. The official to the near side blew the whistle for some reason. I'm not sure. I don't know if she blew it inadvertently, if she thought it hit somebody's hand. She's going to have a discussion with the other official, and they're going to bring it back and have Flaherty. No, they're not going to have Flaherty kick it away. I think they blew the whistle when they shouldn't have. And now they're going to have just one of those centers and everybody take a shot at it. So I don't know if she thought it hit somebody in the hand or the leg, even though it didn't, and she blew the whistle inadvertently, and they had to try and correct the mistake. English is going to get not a corner kick, not quite a corner kick, out in front. They kick it upfield. Perry takes the shot. It got knocked down in front. They got a foot on it. Welton knocked it over the net and out of play. Biondi with it, trying to tip it ahead to Zayas, picked off by Gerdia. Pedro knocks it deep. Rapley is there to knock it away. They knock it ahead, and I don't know who the goaltender is. Pop straight up in the air. Is Gerdia with it. Takes the shot, goes up over the net, out of play. Perry almost took it away. Glasgow takes it back. Down the far side, tipping it. It goes out. And once again, Pedro's going to have a shot at a hat trick. This one coming from the far side. Ground ball out in front. English clears it away. Pietro tries to knock it back. Broken up. Gerdia gets it back. Gets the shot off. It's going to go wide left. The goalie will play it and kick it away. Not kicking it very far. Page and Pedro and Kebrew are the forces back on the defensive end. Shutting English down. They haven't come close at all to Flaherty. And we're in the final 2 minutes of the first half and counting. English carries it out. Glasgow will keep it in the English end. And now they blow the whistle to end the first half. So Pedro, the defense doing the damage. Pedro, 2 corner kicks, knocking it home. Sam was in between. Kebrew with another defender. A perfect kick from the 10-yard line. Dropped it over the goaltender's head into the far corner. And that's where we are at halftime. And a big one for Glasgow, needing it to get in the tournament. It's Glasgow 3, English nothing at halftime. Welcome back to Manning Field as we're getting set to start the second half. I don't know if it got warmer down there, though. We got a female referee and a male referee. I don't know if he put an extra jacket on or if he took his jacket off. He's got a different shirt. 3-0 Classical as we start the second half. And we do not know the goaltender for English, I'm sorry to say. Jordan with it. Pushed ahead. Gertie can't get there first. Garcia knocked it away. Pedro knocks it deep. And the goaltender will come out and get it. Zayas with it, lining up, trying to knock it deep. Vieto knocked it away. Yulin knocks it to the middle. Welton had it, lost it. Zayas gets it back. Gets around twice. Coming down the near side. Stop shot with another nice little shift. Another nice little shift. Threw it out in front. There was nobody there to try and tip it home. Gertie gets around one. Still with it. Had it knocked away. Pedro tried to tip it ahead. It deflected to Gertia. Winds up back with Pedro. She throws it deep to the net. And the goaltender will grab it. Bodies go down. And it's going to go out of play. Headed away and out. And out again. And he'll take it in from a little further down. Zayas with it. Pushing it by. Gets around. And gets broken up. Nice defense by Page. Down the near side. Mackenzie Shea couldn't get there before it went out of play. Welton will take the throw in. Vieto knocks it upfield. Welton knocks it up. It goes off English. or a substitution for Classical. Knocked out again, this time by Classical. Right in the face. I don't know if that was Guthrie. If it was Jordan, she's taking a beating. She went down before with an ankle. Now it gets knocked out. Out again. Perry tried to pick it off, went off her foot. She stepped in front and actually tipped it back. Gertie had it, battling with Rapley again, and Rapley knocked it out. They've been going at it the whole game. English couldn't clear it. Walton knocks it away. I think that was Walton again, knocking it away from out in front. Taken away. Knocked upfield to Zayas. Looking to get around. Gets by one. Can't get by two. And they're going to get called for a push. They made the pause, but then they just reached out with one hand and pushed Zayas off. And English is going to get a free kick. She beat one defender down the near side, and then when she tried to go around the second, defender reached out with one hand and kind of pushed her off. And the official was looking right at it. Zayas with the kick. Gets it to the net. Off Flaherty. And Classical clears it away. Flaherty couldn't catch it. She left the rebound. But Classical cleared it away. Zayas trying to make a play from the near side. Welton took it away and threw it behind Zayas. Zayas was looking for inside. The pass went outside. And Classical will get to kick it away. Headed back. Flaherty will play it on a couple of hops and boot it away. We got a whistle back upfield. Somebody ran into somebody and they're going to give Classical a free kick. I don't know if they called him offside. I thought it was coming back upfield, but they put it downfield, so it must have been offside. Alrighty, broken up. And it goes out off Classical. Nice defense by Merida. And we got a substitution for the Lady Bulldogs. Last game of the regular season, last game of the year for the Lady Bulldogs. Classical, as long as this score holds up, will play at least one more game. They'll get a home game, or not a home game, but they'll get a tournament game. And they'll certainly be on the road. For some of these young ladies, it'll be the last time they wear a Classical uniform. Others, like Mackenzie Shea, who's a softball player, Pedro, who plays a couple of sports, Kebrew, the same thing. They'll get to wear a couple of more uniforms before graduating. Kebrew doesn't graduate. Mackenzie Shea doesn't either, but those seniors who were on it tonight, a lot of them will be their last time wearing a Classical uniform. Skip past Classical, almost got a break. English has not come close to Flaherty. Classical's 3 goals have come from long range. 2 corner kicks by Pedro that settled into the net. And a free kick from the far side down to the scoreboard end from the 10-yard line. Kebrew just kind of touched it, tipped it right over the goaltender, who was Rosales at the time. Just got it over her head, under the top crossbar, into the far corner. As both teams make substitutions. So one of the few times I've seen all the goals scored by the defenders as it goes out off Welton. Classical will make a couple of substitutions. And it went out, and stepping the wrong way was Classical, and that turned an ankle. And she's not getting up, and they're hustling across the field to check her out. You knew it as soon as she went down. The ankle just turned the wrong way. Let's hope that's all it is. It's not any serious at all. We're hoping that young lady is going to be okay. We were trying hard to find out her number. They covered her up, and then they carried her out. We couldn't come up with the number. But tournament or no tournament, game or no game, this is when you find out that it's a game. You don't want people to get hurt. You don't want people to not be able to walk off the field at the end of the game. So let's hope it wasn't as bad as it looked. And that she's going to be okay. They're working on her on the sideline. It goes out off Classical. It went on off Molly Mannion. Viedo knocks it deep. Actually, it was Pedro that knocked it deep. And Pedro whacks it away again. This is Viedo. Knock it down the far side. Gertie with it. Little shift. Gets it in the middle. Viedo trying to get it to the net. That got blocked. Blocked again. Gertie trying to walk in. Couldn't get the shot off. And he'll come out and grab it. And kick it away. And we got contact against Classical, and English will get the free kick. 15 minutes and counting into the second half. Classical leading it 3-0. And we talk about Thanksgiving in October, which is winding down, almost November. We always say when these two teams get together, whether it's hockey, basketball, baseball, softball, I always call it Thanksgiving and whatever month it is. The intercity rivalry is huge, but it's even bigger because Classical needs a win or a tie to get in the state tournament. Shot. Nice save by Flaherty. Good bid by English there. And who else? Zayas got that good hard shot. I told you, she's an outstanding scorer. If you give her a chance, she'll put it by you. Flaherty made the nice save. That's the one legitimate chance that English has had. Classical trying to make the tournament. It's been a while. Justina Alacudo was the coach. Miss Galizzi was one of her very good players. They made the tournament, went to Haverhill, and lost in overtime. So it's been probably 6 or 7 years since Classical has made the tournament. Because I believe Galizzi has graduated. She was an outstanding athlete at Classical. Softball, soccer. Mannion tips it. Classical knocks it to the net, and the goaltender comes out and grabs it. Just took it away from a green and gold shirt. It skips past Gertie, and she's not going to be able to get it there in time to keep it in play. English takes it away. Zayas battling. Tips it ahead. Perry. Back to Zayas. Trying to throw it to the net. Went off Perry's foot. Can't get a shot off. Kebrew wouldn't let her turn, even look at the net. And now we got English with a knockdown of Klaskell. Klaskell will get a free kick. Excuse me, takedown of English. English will get a free kick. Zayas will take it. Certainly capable of getting it to the net. And she does. Flaherty will play it on a hop. Halfway through and counting this second half. Knocking it deep. Garcia going back. Heads it away. Klaskell trying to get there. Klaskell will make wholesale changes. Knocked back, kept in nicely by Jordan, and she tried to throw it out in front, got off the side of the foot, knocked it behind the net and out of play. I said Jordan, I think that was Guthrie. And I guess again it was Mary Collins. Goodyear knocks it ahead. Garcia was there to knock it away. She's played very well on that back line, Garcia. Knocked out by Klaskell. Biondi and Rapley and Gamboni have played well defensively on the back line for English as well. The only scores have come from 2 corner kicks and a free kick from the 10-yard line. Pedro knocking 2 corner kicks in the net. Kebrew, a picture perfect shot from the 10-yard line from the far side, just guiding it right over the goaltender's head into the back of the net under the top crossbar in the far corner. Perry broken up. Klaskell knocks it out. We got substitutions. Headed away by Klaskell. Piatto knocked it down, and it went off her out of play. Perry tried to walk in, slides it across, it went off a foot, and it got deflected away. I think English moved Biondi back and moved Zaheen up front to see if they could generate some offense. Down the near side, bumping and banging going on. English takes it away. Good job by Augbuk. They let it go all the way through, and they ran over the goaltender. The goaltender didn't get there in time. They ran over her, and then they blocked it away from Gertie. Had a wide open net, but before she could get the shot off, they knocked it away. But they called the contact, knocking the goaltender down, and Garcia will kick it away. And I made the mistake of saying that this is English's last game. It's not. I forgot they have a makeup game. They'll be back here tomorrow night taking on Winthrop. It's Classical's last regular season game. And from the looks of things, they're going to get at least one more in the tournament in that one-game shootout. Tipping it to the near side. And here's Garcia breaking up and knocking it away. Classical will let it go out of play. They hit it off Welton. Collins gets it back, dumps it down the near side. Garcia hustling. Slid, went down flat, but knocked it out of play. Didn't let him get a centering pass off. And now they're going to call Classical for taking Garcia down. English will get a free kick. No, I guess what they're doing is they're calling it off Classical rather than calling it off Garcia, which I thought it went off. So Garcia will kick it away. Classical keeps it in the English end. And it gets knocked out by Gamboni. Tip toward the net. Loose, knocked away. Classical knocks it back. It goes wide right and out of play. Classical knocks it right back. It was Kathleen Mannion, I think. It was right down around, I don't even think it hit the turf. I think she just one-timed it and knocked it right back to the net. Again, we don't know who that young lady was that got knocked down hard and got carried off and actually wound up being driven off. Well, we certainly hope she's going to be okay. Also trying to knock it to the net. can't get there before the goaltender. Julian broken up. Gertie keeps it in play. We just found out it was Abigail Iarati. She was hurt before and missed some time. Glasgow trying to walk in and they score. That was Bieto. Glasgow putting a little more daylight between them and English, and Glasgow's going to get their tournament bid. They're going to pick up their 8th win of the season and finish up 8-7-3. Perry gets it ahead. Zayas has it knocked away. Glasgow knocks it upfield. Glasgow coming back. Bieto knocks it out of play. And we got a substitution for English coming in. Knocked out off English. They knock it deep and they call Classical offside. So our thoughts and our prayers go out to Abigail Iarati, great young lady. We hope it's not as bad as it looked. We hope she's going to be okay. Knocked away. English missed it. Glasgow swung and missed, but knock it in. English clears it away. Free kick coming up from the just outside the 25. Zayas knocks it, looking for that far post. Flaherty plays it easily on a hop. He missed the header. Beyond, he got ahead. And then Bione's going to get called. I think she knocked Kathleen Mannion down. They knock it deep. Classical trying to get there first. Garcia clears it away. Deflected away. Popped up to the far side, picked off easily, and booted away. 5 minutes and counting left in this one. So Classical will finally have something to celebrate. They've had some tough goings down the stretch. They'll still have a little difficult time here with knowing that their teammate Abigail Iorati got hurt. And again, our hope is that she is going to be okay and not anywhere near as bad as it looked. But Classical can celebrate going to the state tournament for the first time in a long time. Collision out in front. They're going to blow the whistle. And English is going to get to kick it away. Well, congratulations to Mark Iorati, Greg Iorati, and Kelly Lombard. Classical's going to wind up with a penalty kick. There was contact made in the box. This is Jordan, I believe. She's going to get the penalty kick. There was a collision out in front. I thought they were calling Classical, but they called it on English for making contact. And in that box winds up with a penalty kick. And Jordan knocks it home. Just a little more icing on the cake. So that jacks it up to 5-0 with just over 3 minutes left. So it took them till the last regular season game of the year to pick up their 18th point. Actually, their 19th point, because a tie would have done it. Garcia still working hard, knocking it away. Zaheen got knocked off her pins. When she spun around, the ball bounced off her leg. She didn't see it coming. They're going to get Mannion for bumping Zaheen. So a long day here at Manning Field. St. Mary's girls, St. Mary's boys, both got a win. Both are in the state tournament. Classical now in the third game is going to get a win. And that's going to carry them into the state tournament on the final day of the season for them. As I mentioned, English will have one more tomorrow against Winthrop, a game that was canceled I think a couple of times, but at least canceled like about a week ago. Rapley knocked it away, gets it back, carries it up, lost it. Mannion knocks it ahead. It skips by, and they left it for Garcia, and she knocked it right into a Classical player. and then she had to hustle and knock it out. We're in the final 2 minutes. Olivia Pedro knocking 2 corner kicks in the net, settled in between. Chloe Kebrew with a nice little picture-perfect shot from a tough angle under the top crossbar into the far corner. And then it was Caprice Beato banging one home. And then on the penalty kick, Julia Jordan get into the act, getting the 5th goal. And it's 5-0. And Classical is going to get their 8th win. They're going to qualify for the state tournament. On senior night, Olivia Pedro, Julia Jordan, Caprice Beato, all seniors, getting goals. The only senior that scored, the only non-senior that scored, was Chloe Kebrew. Classical built up that 3-0 lead at halftime. They added 2 here in the second half. Pedro getting 2, Kebrew getting 1, Beato getting 1, and Julia Jordan getting the penalty kick as time is expiring here at Manning Field. English will give it one more try to go out on a high note tomorrow against Winthrop as the whistle sounds. Flaherty will get the shutout in net. The young 9th grader doing a terrific job. She didn't have to make too many saves, if any. Classical celebrating as they're in the tournament for the first time, we believe, in 6 or 7 years. Coach Alacudo, the last time they made it. Miss Galizzi, an outstanding player, was the leading scorer for them that year. And we believe it was 6 or 7 years ago. Certainly was at least 4 or 5. And they went right down to the wire, the last game of the season, and they shut out arch rival English. They win the series against English, and they are going to be in the state tournament. So those seniors over there who only play soccer, they are not ended. They'll get to wear that Classical uniform one more time, and let's hope that Abby Iarati is going to be okay, because that's the one negative for tonight, her getting hurt. So Classical will go to 8-7-3, getting 19 points. They needed 18, and they do it on the last night of the season, and they do it with a big 6-0 win over arch rival English. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.